Welcome to another Hytale video. This time around, I'm in a new world and on a different version of the game. Basically, I want to check out the pre-releases for Update 4, and for that I made a brand new survival world to, start from scratch, see how everything comes together and how it all works. So we are in a rather humble hut right here, with a bit of a garden behind it and a mixed forest all around us. So yeah, let's get into the changes. The first one, and that should be pretty obvious when we look around here, all the trees in the game now have a sapling type, and yeah, that makes all the different wood types farmable, and that's really a nice, amazing improvement actually. And just look at the list of tree types that we have right here, it's extensive. So yeah, really good change, really happy that we can farm any tree type that we want right now. The order of these is maybe a bit weird sometimes, and there also seem to be tree types that don't occur naturally right now. At least I'm not entirely sure, I may have missed one or two here and there. One of them is the stormbark tree, and the other one that I noticed is the spiral tree. They might be in a biome that I haven't explored too much yet, but let me show you guys the trees real quick. This is the spiral tree, and the stormbark tree are basically the darker ones with a bright top here. So these two, for example. And I mean, just from the name and it having what is it, stormbark? Yeah, stormbark logs. There are a lot of items that have storm in the name, and they are supposedly from the zone 5 that's not in the game yet. The one where we should be able to get mithril from. Also, there are items mentioned in here that have to do with that as well. If we look at the mithril helm, we got storm leather right here. And that's not obtainable right now. So yeah, I think that might be a future tree type that's going to come in a later update. But besides all of that, there are also some trees now early farmable, well, which seems a bit weird. So to explain it a bit more, let's take a look at this again. And also keep an eye on my farmer's workbench right here. Currently on tier 7, upgrade to tier 8 would require golden wood log. And cello trees, you likely know already, are very infamous for being a needle in a haystack. Very rare trees that only can be found on the lava islands, and rarely so. But right now, we can get cello tree saplings way before we even need the golden wood logs for the upgrade. So we could just plant them down pretty much very early game, and later come back to them, cut them down, and save us the trip. I'm not entirely sure if this is intended. It feels like maybe an oversight, although in this particular instance, with how many people had problems finding the tree, I think not having to look through 3, 4, 5 lava islands to find one of those trees, this might be the better solution. So maybe this will stay, I'm not entirely sure. Another tree that can now be farmed before needing the logs for the farming bench upgrade is redwood. I mean, you still have to go up north in order to find the cedar trees to, I think, get the upgrade that gives you this one. Or at least the cedar saplings come after you need the cedar logs for the upgrade. Doing the same for redwood seems like doing the same task twice. There isn't really much of a difference between redwood and cedar from what I know. So yeah, saving the trip, the second one, I think is also alright. I don't know if there are any more things like that. For the early stuff like softwood, lightwood, hardwood, that seems to all be still the same. So you need those trees in the wild before you get the saplings. But yeah, everything else we'll have to see. But yeah, getting rid of the cello hunt might be a good option right now. Anyway, so much about all of this. The next thing that's new, and that's something that I got a bit annoyed with on my live version save. They made ingredients for potions farmable now. It's in the alchemist workbench. I haven't really looked into that yet, but you can plant them, you can harvest them, and that makes them far more accessible, which I think for potions and other consumables is kind of required. I tried getting a healing totem in my live version save, and yeah, the only way to obtain those ingredients there is to run around the world and find them. Alternatively, some high-level dungeons also just have the bigger potions as rare loot that you can find there. So I tried hunting for that as well, but it's just a chore after some point. So making that farmable, I think, is absolutely the right choice. And I will make good use of that in a bit, I think. For one of the last upgrades for the farming workbench, we also need some rare petal types, and I think they should also be farmable now through the same measure. Just instead of having to grab the plant after having it grown, you just destroy it and then you get the petals, and yeah, that would also make the farm bench upgrade far more reasonable. So yeah, I think that's all really good changes, and that's also another big reason why I'm doing this right now. I just didn't really want to stick around the live version and grind that out more. And with how the game works right now, there wasn't really that much more for me to do. I'm still a bit hesitant to build things. Like, I dug out a hole here for my new main base and everything. That's only, or they're all meant to be temporary, but yeah, progress takes a while. Partially because of resources and partially because I'm basically in a paralysis by analysis type of situation, because I'm still trying to figure out a very efficient way to handle my storage. And the next thing actually makes handling storage much more important. We've gotten 500 new blocks in this version. That's an insane amount to be added at once, but from what I know, the reason why they added so many and all of this at once is because they need that for World Gen V2. So yeah, those are just resources needed that they need to put in there in order to make the world generation what they want it to be. And from what I've seen with what was added, that world gen might actually be quite insane. You know what, I already gave myself OP, so let me just go into creative real quick to show some of them. If I go with slab, we should have a lot of options right here. I'm usually not playing in creative on this world, it's just to check out a few things, but I'm not just giving myself items and that kind of thing. There should be a lot of things like, yeah, for the different log types, all of them have half slabs and stair versions right now. And also the same is true for a lot of the dirt and I think also grass options, but that's something that I want to actually check. Dirt. Yeah, wet dirt, lush dirt, dry dirt. Is there anything with grass? Full grass beds and all of that. But doesn't seem to have any slabs for that yet, so not entirely sure what's going to happen with that. In the end, I kinda hope that they add slab versions for this as well, so that maybe the world gen doesn't need the one block step ups anymore, but maybe can just have a half slab right here. I don't want to have like entire areas covered in slabs, but maybe just for a transition thing. I mean, I still like playing with the auto step up off, so I still have to jump all the time, and removing all of that and just making the half step up thing work on the general terrain, that would be really nice. But yeah, I think also just seeing all the new log times, getting the slabs and stairs and everything. That suggests to me that these trees are all going to be reworked and be getting different logs and everything being put into the slabs and everything being put into the whole prefab. So everything could be looking a lot smoother there if everything is just a half block step and not just a full block all the time. So that's really cool. That's quite amazing. Looking forward to that. I'm, however, also having a bit of a concern regarding inventory. Inventory in this game right now, despite having a few nice things like being able to auto stack and everything, that's all really cool. I mean, I just automatically got rid of one of the sticks that I had in the inventory. Not being able to label the chests and having so many items to take care of, it makes everything a bit of a chore. And yeah, I made a little Reddit post about this, a bit more lighthearted, even called it "Will somebody think of the inventory?" And I even got a developer response to that I would like to get into, because my concern is that with 500 more items, it's just going to bloat the inventory to a point where even keeping stack of storage and everything, it's just going to be tedious as all hell. That's been the problem with Minecraft for me as well. All the new blocks they constantly add and everything, that's all cool for building, etc. But when you suddenly have to manage a new type of wood and it comes in logs, planks, slabs, stairs, and fence gates, doors, whatever, it becomes a lot. And that's also true in this game, especially since there are also things like different chest types, although that's more like a decorative thing, so not every single wood type has a chest type attached to it, but also, what's the other thing, like roof types, and also ladders. Ladders were the ones that I was thinking about. So yeah, right now, while this game already has some quality of life stuff in regards to storage keeping and inventory management, it's by far not enough, especially if they keep making additions like this. And yeah, I posted about it on Reddit and got a really nice developer response. One thing to mention before we get into that, the Hytale Reddit is not an official one, it's a community one, but I think the developers also look into it and take it basically as the official thing for their communications and all of that. So some people on there have Hytale team member tags. So I'm going to take that as an official developer or other person officially associated with the team. And that's what we got right here. But to be clear, it's still a fan-made Reddit. So it's not like everything is official. So yeah, small grain of salt, should be legit, but always a chance that for some reason it isn't. So here we go. Let me put up the image real quick. That's the response that I got to my concerns that they need to take care of the inventory in order to keep up with the demands that they put on the game with the new blocks and everything. Talked about this just 2 days ago before we rolled out the blocks. That's already a really good thing, because that means they definitely have this on the radar. So really good start for the response. The goal is that the inventory game is just as fun. At the moment it is just a big list, but we want the inventory to be an experience that doesn't bloat you with blocks, but still gives you this variety. So still the different varieties of block types that I just mentioned, but doesn't necessarily make every single thing an item that you have to carry around and store away and everything. I think that's definitely the way to go. I always go back to Valheim as an example. because they have basically done that. Oak is just a material type that comes as something that you can't even place down. It's basically like sticks in Minecraft. And in order to make something with that, you have to get your hammer out, choose which thing you want to construct there, like a roof type, like a wall or something, and then you can just construct it in the place where you want it to be. Just like that. And when you destroy it again, you get the raw materials out. Sounds a bit more complicated. In practice, it's not that difficult once you get used to it, and it means that you don't have all the different item types. You just get the base material, and that's multiple times lower amount of items that you need to carry around. So if you just have one stack of 100 birch planks or something, you basically are able to make every single birch wood type item by just having that stack and the hammer in your inventory. Can also be maybe compared to Carpenter's mod on Minecraft back in the day. I don't know if people still use that, but yeah, basically you can then just press every single block that you have into the shape that you want and don't need to carry out all the item types anymore. So might not be the same what they have in mind for this. There may be different ideas, but yeah, having the experience that doesn't bloat you with blocks but still gives you this variety, absolutely the way to go. Cannot wait until we get that. The part about making the inventory game just as fun, I mean, for me, I basically partially quit survival Minecraft because the inventory got too annoying and I was just storage managing way too often. I do not really see that becoming just as fun, but if they can make this, hey, I'm open to get surprised on that front. That would be really amazing to actually make the thing that's usually just a necessary evil in the game into an actual feature. Games like Dredge, where basically the storage is awkward fish shaped Tetris, that's already pretty fun. Don't see that working for this game, but other things, there might be a few things on the table that I don't see right now. But yeah, at the very least, I hope it's not going to get in the way as much as it is right now. And if they somehow manage to make this amazing and fun and an engaging part of the whole experience, then the game will only be better for that. And yeah, here it's also confirmed. The blocks we just added are still a result of us merging leftover work from other branches into the game. This is still past the development debt that we catch up on while determining a good way forward to present the richness of Hytale. Realistically, we could add dozens of blocks every week, but quantity isn't our goal. Thank you very much for that. Just bloating the game with a lot of niche little block options and all of that, I'm glad that that's not the goal here. I mean, builders are always happy with more block variants and all of that, but I think there is a balance between the amount of stuff that you can get and the amount of managing and everything else that you have to do due to just the sheer amount of variety. But yeah, overall, this is still stuff that they had worked on before, and they need to get all of that in to catch up and even get back to the point where they were at some point. Because right now, as you likely know, the game was bought up by Riot at some point, got developed for a few years, then they gave up on it. Simon bought it back, but they didn't get the Hytale, they didn't get the Riot version, but instead are now working with something that's, I think, pre-pandemic state. So, or was it slightly post-pandemic? I'm not entirely sure. But it's multiple years behind what they had at some point. So they are still trying to catch back up with that, get all the stuff back into this version. And that's also, as I mentioned, likely very much required for World Gen V2. And yeah, we will see how they go with this. But yeah, the last thing, this is being addressed, but this isn't a technical problem, but rather a creative user experience problem that we still trial multiple options for. So this is still work in progress, and I'm glad that they are not just settling down for what it is right now or finding one version that might work for the time, but really going in depth about it and trying to find the best way forward, because this is always going to be a massive part of any block-based building game like this, and therefore they need to get this right to put their best foot forward and make this something that can last for a long time. Because as it is right now, while I would be happy to get even a few small additions like signs that we can write on in order to label our chests, I think that would be the first step to allowing us to organize the stuff ourselves. Getting more advanced tools in here, reworking the entire thing to just not require that many resources possibly, or make handling the stuff easier. It's required, and I'm glad that they got this on the radar. Again, I'm still kind of hoping for some short-term additions that might help out, like, I can only imagine that writing on science is going to be intended for the long term. So getting that in sooner than later would help a little bit with us self-organizing. But yeah, the game as a whole still needs further tools and further reworks in order to make this as good as it can be. But yeah, very reassuring that this is on their radar, this is getting worked on, and they have high goals that they want to achieve with this very important aspect of the game. So it's not just going to be a necessity to make everything else work, but hopefully going to be an integral part that you wanna see. So yeah, back to the game. But I wanted to share it with you guys because, as I said, I partially quit Minecraft because the inventory management just got too annoying and too constant. And seeing this game do its best to not run into the same problem, really, really good. But yeah, right now there are still a lot of pain points, for me at least. And just having more resources to have to manage right now doesn't really help that much. So I'm still trying to figure out what my storage room over here is going to look like. So yeah, current plans are making it from multiple different materials. I want to basically sink down the storage part of this. Maybe also have some crafting areas here in the middle. But a lot of the chests will be on the outside. Once again, likely going to be a bit of a problem because I can't label them. Having an easy indicator to know that this is the chest where I can put all my logs in. This is the one for all the stone. This is the one for all the crafted stuff. That would help out quite a lot. I might have to maybe put some indicator blocks into the ground here or something. But yeah, outside will likely just be chests for the most part. And then maybe another balcony ring on top of it. Maybe that's where all the crafting stuff goes. But I also want to kind of make a shaft going downwards and potentially into different directions. We basically got a lava island over there, just as a straight shot. So I don't know if I'm going to go through with that. It would be a lot of digging. But ideally I want to try out maybe some minecart tracks going into those directions and trying to reach certain areas, like the dino caves. But yeah, that's currently all just a dream, and I think before I do anything like that, I would really like to get an adamantite pickaxe. Because that's at least a little bit faster with all the digging. Then again, even the more sturdy stuff, it doesn't last that long. So yeah, I think the way the items work right now, tools and all of that, first up, for larger projects, they are almost too slow with how long it can take. And they don't really last long enough. I don't want to be too negative on the whole thing about durability reduction through the repair kits. I think that's an okay thing right now, as long as we can't highly customize the items. Like if we had the entire enchantment system from Minecraft in this game, then at some point you want to have forever items. But as long as it's just the basic ones, doesn't really matter too much if you need to replace it at some point. But if you put much more work into the stuff, then yeah, I would like to keep it. But yeah, this deconstruction speed is not that amazing for larger projects. The amount of stuff I need here just takes too long and gets a bit too tedious. Also, this is honestly not even the stuff that I really need. I think I settled on calcite for part of my layout. The lower area down here, I mean the middle parts, I want to make in wood, just like this. Hardwood all around, maybe a different wood for the central pillar to differentiate a bit. But the outside walls, I think I'm going to go with calcite. Or quartzite, I mean. Just as a bit of a warmer color. And the calcite is going to be the outside walls on top of here. On top of all of this. So to just have a section that looks a bit warmer in terms of the color palette. And then the really sleek looking whiter stuff on top of it. Might mix it with the chalk and the marble and all of that, but I'm not entirely sure yet. And yeah, chalk has also gotten a few variants right now. I'm pretty sure that up until this point there wasn't anything that you could make with this, but now we got chalk brick and yeah, ornate version, smooth version, chalk cobble stairs, and yeah, chalk stairs, not really brick stairs for some reason. Hard to see in the preview what's really going on there. I mean, the cobble is pretty obvious here. But yeah, quite a few nice versions here, and yeah, this is kind of the thing that I've been talking about. We got, what is it, 13 options right here, all made from the same material, plus the material block itself, and it would be nice if we could just have the material and just get everything else on the spot and not have to, yeah, store all the 14 versions of it and instead just have one of them. As a trade-off to make this work well, since we also have items where we get maybe 2 of them, I would like to, if we completely convert this into a material form, maybe we should be getting like 4 or even 8 pieces out of each block. And then the full block would once again cost 8 pieces. This would be 3/4 of that, so that would be 6 pieces. This would be half of that full amount, so that would be 4 pieces. And maybe this would only be 2 because it's basically just 1/4 of the whole thing. So yeah, there could be some cool things regarding that. I also kind of want to try out this thing, see how it stacks. If I put this up like this, okay, there are holes in there. Not that amazing. But yeah, also what I've seen, there are now different types of walls, so that we can even have like the 5-way intersection and everything. So, really cool stuff. But with some of these things, we still have to wait and see how they all pan out. Once again, main concern is the inventory. And I hope we get something sooner than later. But yeah, the thing that I really need right now, the calcite, I think there is a bit of the stuff right here. The slightly darker looking ones. But I don't really want to just demolish stuff that will be in view in the end. Right now it's kind of out of view thanks to all of my trees, but I'm not entirely sure if those are going to be a permanent feature. Oh, there's a little mouse trapped in there. Let me just help you out. There you go, little buddy. So yeah, I don't really know where to farm it. It doesn't seem to be that common. There were darker stuff over here. I think this is still marble. Yep. This... No, this is still marble. Dang it. I swear I saw it somewhere around here. Might have to find another deposit of it somewhere. Or did I just grab it from the lake? That might also be a thing. But yeah, overall I still don't really know all that I want to do here with the stuff, but I just felt like starting again. Wanted to play the game a bit more, and on my other save I currently just don't really have that much going on that needs to be done. I completely forgot where I got the calcite from, so might have to go on a hunt for that again. This doesn't seem to be it either, that's just chalk. Just gonna be digging into everything here until I find that stuff again. But yeah, must be around here somewhere. And I think I started digging up a deposit before deciding that, yeah, doing that in my backyard basically is not the way to go. Just like for you, trying to attack me here is not the way to go. Unless you wanna go out. Like that. But yeah, I still have to look around, still have to find it again. But shouldn't be impossible, hopefully. Might also be a good time to get into the whole teleportation business. Just set up a teleporter where I can just make a quarry and have that be my source of calcite. But yeah, that's currently all that I'm trying to do here. Most of the stuff that is new. There are a few other things like in-game proximity chat and all of that, which is nice, but for me right now, not all that useful. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes next in terms of the inventory, in terms of World Gen V2. I really kind of hope that we'll get like other slab types that can also be used as part of a World Gen to make half block step-ups. But yeah, everything else gotta find out at some point. I could also, of course, just activate the F7 menu and just check the block types instead of putting holes into everything. Besides that, the last thing that I've been doing here, in order to get some of the quartzite, there's not only this tower over here, which there's also another one in that direction somewhere. So maybe at some point we go explore together. This one I already looted. But yeah, there's also this little fortress right there, which has become my official quartzite source. So yeah, that's slowly getting deconstructed. That used to be a bit higher, but yeah. If I need more after that, we got another source of quartzite right here. Yeah, the player is always the biggest menace in the world. And yeah, that's the lava island that I might make my own there. Could maybe check if there is already the jungle biome below that. I hope so. I haven't looked at it, and I'm also not entirely sure how large the island is, but okay, that should be alright. Yeah, basically going from there down here. Could of course also either go diagonal or somewhere around here to catch more what seems to be the middle of the island. But yeah, lots of stuff to do again on the new world and lots of ideas that I want to explore. Everything else we'll just have to see about. Don't know how far I get, but currently I'm keen on trying. Oh yeah, I may have gotten it from the bottom of a lake or something. This is the core side. Or calcite, whatever. This is the dig side of my calcite, that's sure. Give me that stuff. It's necessary, I need it. So yeah, I think I may have dug that out of the lake at some point. That would explain a few things. So I hope I can find bigger deposits here and there. May also need the gold for planting some of the alchemist stuff. But yeah, that's kind of a summary of the things that I like about the new update. And also what I've been doing here so far. So before I drown, thanks for watching, and yeah, I'm gonna see you next time. Let's see if I can actually emote while in the water. Yep, I can, and I don't even need to swim anymore. Should be slowly drowning at this point, but yeah. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna keep scratching my back with a pickaxe. So yeah, as always, have a good one. And until next time, bye bye.